Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. This is Brother Sagallah coming back with a quick lesson through the Spirit and power of the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem B'Kakmadash. This lesson is to you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who comprise the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which is the God of the heavens and the earth, the name of the Heavenly Father being Yahweh, and his beloved Son, Yahweh Shai. So you are the chosen people of the Most High, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, not to exclude you Israelite foreigners or confusion of faith brothers and sisters who scattered amongst the heathen and may even appear to look like heathen, but by your bloodline and your spirit, you are an Israelite. So double honors also to the elders and apostles who've labored faithfully in this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, Habayath Madabadah, the house of David, the brothers that's laboring on the four corners of the earth to make their calling of election sure. To you I say Shalom, and also to the listeners, the Akim and Akwafim who listen and believe on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai as well. To you I say Shalom. So Shalom, hopefully this lesson is edifying for those that have eyes to see and ears to hear through the Rakak Wadash, which is the Holy Spirit. So this lesson is going to be from this article here that you see on the screen, and it's from www.thetimes.co.uk. So this is from the United Kingdom or Britain, and it's just going into how the idea of banning the Bible is being pushed around. Now also in California, this has been talked about over the last year or two as well, and throughout America, throughout Babylon. But this article just goes further into that. And you see the title, it says Bible and newspapers will be banned under new hate crime law. So they're pushing legislation, to look into banning the Bible. So this is becoming more and more prevalent day by day as the prophecies unfold, which the scriptures tell us. We'll get into it through the Spirit in the book of Amos, that there's a coming famine of the word. So I'm going to read the article and get a few precepts and just get into it. And this is dated November the 8th, 2020. So it says books, Bibles, and newspapers would be seized and destroyed under the SNP's plan to criminalize inflammatory publications, religious and secular organizations have warned. So it says criminalize inflammatory publications. And that them saying that the Bible will be known as an inflammatory publication shows you through the Spirit that the Bible's, we're coming into the times where the word of the Most High is becoming demonized. It's being looked at as a hate speech, which these are the words of the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So how could it be hate speech? How could the Bible be hate speech if it's the words of the Most High? So just keep that in mind. So these different organizations are warning that this is something that's being, talked about, as far as legislation goes, as far as, changing the law. It says an unlikely alliance of chapels, Kirks, guard wars, humanists, secularists, artists, writers, and journalists have united in condemnation of the Scottish government's hate crime bill. Only Muslim Engagement and Development and Islamic Rights Lobby Group and the Scottish Council of Jewish Communities argued that the bill did not go far enough in the latest round of scrutiny by Holyrood's Justice Committee. It says the bill, as drafted, would empower the police to seize forfeited material to be disposed of in such manner as the court may direct. So this is speaking of how the way that the law is constructed, that the police and state authorities would have the right to seize anything that would be known as hate crime or criminalize inflammatory words, which the Bible will be of those that will be looked at as inflammatory speech. It says the National Secular Society said in a submission to the committee before parliamentary scrutiny. So it has to go before their parliament and be scrutinized. Now it says the National Secular Society. I wanted to get into that because the NSS, or the National Secular Society, is a very powerful group out of England, out of the UK, out of Britain. And the National Secular Society, when you look them up, it's a British company or organization that promotes secularism and the separation of church and state. It holds or protests that no one should gain an advantage or disadvantage because of their religion or lack of it. So the secular group, which is named the National Secular Society, is pushing the separation of church and state. And that goes further into the fact that these secular organizations want to ban the Bible. Why? Because the prophets are out prophesying and bringing forth prophecy. So the famine of the word is upon us. Now, when you look up what it means to be secular, going into the National Secular Society, to be secular, it means denoting attitudes or activities or other things that have no religious or spiritual basis. To be secular is to be non-religious, to be worldly, to be earthly, and to be profane or unhallowed. Now, when you go into that, that's heavy, because to be secular, it means to be non-spiritual. And it says non-religious, worldly. So to be secular is to be of the world. So this is a worldly organization that want to ban the Bible. And why is that? Because it's a worldly, earthly organization that's profane. We know profane means to be outside of the temple when you look it up in the scriptures. So these are the people, the heathen, the Gentiles, the heathen that want to do away with the truth, So, and it says unhallowed, which means unholy. So these unholy, profane people, earthly, worldly people, want nothing to do with the truth. Now, why is that important? Well, let's jump into it real quick. Let me get a quick precept. Just going into this whole idea of being unholy. To be secular is to be unholy, unhallowed, to be outside of the temple. Now, why is that important? Because the scriptures tell us who is the most unholy of unholiest that's on the planet, and that's the man of sin, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. It's the book of Hebrews 12 and 16, and it reads, and we'll start here through the Spirit. Hebrews 12 and 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So you have to go back to the understanding of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the man of sin, the son of perdition, also known as the Adawamians in the Hebrew, and known as the Idumeans, which is Greek for Edom, the Edomites, the children of the wicked. So scripture says there's no one more profane. Now, in the definition of secular, it goes into being worldly, earthly, profane, which means outside of the temple, unhallowed or unholy. So there's no one that's more unholy or more wicked than Esau. That's why it said he was profane. There's no, least there be any fornicator or profane person. So this is all Esau pushing this in the UK, in Scotland, and Ireland, and in Europe. Those are the Edomites also pushing the same thing to the Edomites here in America and around the world, which is to do away with the Bible. So I wanted to start there and work my way back because, this article was very short to the point. And the point that it was getting to is that they want to criminalize, the words of the scriptures and anything that is biblically based. Now, why is that important? Because right here in the book of Amos 8 and 10, I'll start. it goes into how there's going to be a famine of the word that's going to approach in these times we're coming in as we near this time going into Jacob's trouble. Now, I'll start at Amos 8 and 10, and it reads, "And I will turn your feast into mourning." So this time we're coming into is the time of great mourning and death, which is the time of Jacob's trouble, pertaining to Daniel 12 and 1 and Jeremiah 30 and 7. It says, "And I will turn your feast into mourning." So this is the Most High speaking about the time that's leading up to and we're coming into simultaneously, which is the famine of the word, Jacob's trouble. So the Lord's going to turn all feasts into mourning, it says, "and your songs into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins," which means mourning, "and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day." So the harsh times that we're coming into is going to be like the mourning of a family of their only son. And it says, "in the end thereof is a bitter day." So this is becoming a bitter times that we're coming into. That's why evil is bad times. Amos 8 and 11, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua." So that famine is coming. It's going to be a famine of the word. As time goes on, there's also going to be a famine of bread and water as well. But the famine of the word is nearing as well. Verse 12, Amos 8 and 12, "And they, the people of the earth," start with you 2/3, you naysayers, you doubters, that's of the nation of Israel, who refuse to repent, "and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it." So there's a time where no one's going to be able to find this word. And we're seeing that being pushed slowly but surely. So it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. When is this totally going to come into fruition? So now, the famine of the word is spoken of in the scriptures. Let's get another precept going into the Bible, speaking of the days of hearing the word being taken away, as we see slowly but surely through the process of gradualism and incrementalism, this coming to pass. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel 3 and start at verse 24. Ezekiel 23 and 24, and it reads, "Then the Spirit entered into me and set me upon my feet and spake with me and said unto me, Go, shut thyself within thine house." So the time is coming when the prophets are going to be shut away, into their houses, and shut away into their secret places. And that's why when you go back to Amos 8, that's why it said that there's people going to search to and fro, but they won't be able to find. Find what? Find the truth. Find the men that have the truth. Ezekiel 3 and 25, and it reads, "But thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them." So that time is coming, the prophets won't be out teaching the word in the streets. It's going to be taken off the internet, and the men of the Lord are going to be sent away through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Now, why is this important? Verse 26, Ezekiel 3 and 26, it reads, "And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth." So the tongue of the prophets are going to cleave to their mouth, which is a metaphor for I'm going to cause you not to be able to speak no more, meaning take away the word. The famine of the word being fully implemented through those draconian laws. And when the famine of the word is fully implemented, then the truth won't go out, because the elect, of the nation of Israel, 144,000 starting with, that is, will be sealed. And this will be another indicator, of Jacob's trouble. It says that thou shalt be dumb, which means to be not able to speak, and shall not be to them a reprover. That's what we're doing now. We're reproving our people by bringing the truth to them, for they are a rebellious house, because Israel is known as a stiff-necked and rebellious people, a much rebellious people, the scriptures say. So this is more of the precepts showing that the time of the famine of the word is near. And brothers' pages and videos are being taken down, and pages being taken down day in and day out. So this is something that is real, that's fastly approaching. Not something that's far away, it's near. Now, I want to get into one more thing, which is the secular group, the National Secular Society. When I was reading about it, it spoke about how they were for the separation of church and state, etc., etc. Now, something I wanted to get dealing with this secular group, which is, this secular group is, we looked up the definition, a worldly group, or a group that is worldly or earthly, unholy, profane, outside of the temple. Now, to be worldly, to be secular, is to be worldly. And the scriptures tell us, very clearly about what it means to love the world in relation to serving the Most High. This is 1 John 2:14, going into what, the worldly side of the maturation of being spiritual and being separate of the world. 1 John 2:14, it reads, I have written to you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning. I have written unto you, young men, because ye are strong, and the word of the Most High abideth in you. That's the elect. And ye have overcome the wicked one. Who's the wicked one? The spiritual demon Satan, on down to the children of the wicked, which are the Edomites. The scriptures say, it says, because you have overcome the wicked one. And how do we overcome the wicked one? By coming back to serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, spirit and in truth. Verse 15, 1 John 2:15, love not the world, the Lord said. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. And this worldly group is a part of that love of the world, which people fall into believing and trusting in the government, into their idols, their entertainers, their athletes, into other gods, religions. All of these things is love of the world. So it says, love the world, love not the world, Salakia, neither the things that are in the world. So none of these things that are in the world are we supposed to put our heart into. It says, if any man love the world, if any man takes on the way of the world and abide therein, that's loving the world. The love of the Father is not in him. That shows that truly the love of the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is not in you. If you are in love of the world and in friendship, as we continue to read. 1 John 2:16, for all that is in the world. So all of the things in the world, all of the policies, the religions, the ways of living, the ways of thinking, all of the institutions, all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Just like this secular worldly organization, this National Secular Society. All of this is of the world because they're pushing what? To do away with truth. It's verse 17. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. So this shows that those that do the will of the Most High is going to abide forever. Now, why is that important? Let's close it out with this here in James. This is the book of James, the 4th chapter and the 4th verse. James 4:4, and it reads, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore shall be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Most High. So those that are in league with this world, the scriptures say all that are joined unto them will be thrust through. So all of those that are joined unto Babylon and the ways of the world, are going to be destroyed and perish, and not given salvation on this side. Because love of the world, and friendship of the world means that you hate the Most High. So there has to be a clear separation. To be secular is to be of the world and to be down with the teachings, the principles, the lifestyle, the ideological way of thinking, and ultimately to be in the spirit of the world. So there's a clear separation between the believers and the non-believers. between those who hold the truth, which are the elect, and those who are of the world, which are the 2/3, the heathen, and the wicked. Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles. Peace, love, and blessings to the hopeful elect. Habayaf Madawadah. The brothers labor to make the call of election sure. And to the Akim and Akwafim who listen and believe on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. To you, I say Shalom as well. Shalom.